Now the latest.
Let's do it. Trump's legal team is expected to request a special master to review the documents seized by the FBI. Let's get to some fucking real news for a little bit, because real news is really stupid, just like stupid news are. It's hard to distinguish what we're doing nowadays. Like, am I covering actual fucking news? Am I just am I covering real news, or am I making jokes on Twitter? I don't know. It's just like the real world has gotten to a point where it is indistinguishable.
On former President Trump and the investigations that surround him, we're learning new details about the former president's efforts to reclaim materials seized during the FBI search of Mar-a-Lago. Robert Costa is at the federal courthouse in West Palm Beach. Bob, good morning.
Good morning, Jamie. This week will test former President Trump's legal team as he faces investigations on several fronts, but especially here in Florida, where his lawyers plan to ask a judge to appoint a neutral party to review and possibly return evidence collected from the FBI search at his Mar-a-Lago home.
How do you feel, Mr. Trump?
As the August 8th FBI search of Mar-a-Lago dominates the national political scene, CBS News has learned that some associates of the former president believe the Justice Department probe stems from a flurry of disorganized activity as he left office. Sources say Trump decided to bring around 24 boxes of material to his Florida home, instead of handing them over to the National Archives, a move that ultimately alarmed federal investigators, who worried the boxes contained classified information. According to the unsealed FBI search warrant and property receipt, agents seized 11 sets of classified documents, including 4 sets that were labeled top secret. It came months after a lawyer for Trump signed a document declaring all such material had been returned to the government.
This is very serious business. When documents have those markings, it generally indicates that the source of information is very sensitive.
The Justice Department has until Thursday to show a Florida judge its proposed redactions to the FBI warrant's underlying affidavit, which could now be released.
I mean, part of the reason why they want this fucking affidavit to come out is specifically so they can say, look what they're hiding. Look at what they're hiding. Everybody's already like gearing up towards this being heavily redacted, because of course it's supposed to be heavily redacted. You don't often have the affidavits unsealed, especially when there's an ongoing active investigation, especially because that ongoing active investigation hinges on, certain people cooperating without any sort of fear for their safety, right? And if you want an unsealed affidavit, you're going to literally, you're going to get everything. You're going to get what their strategy is. You're going to get what their investigation is. You're going to get who they've been able to turn within the organization. It never happens. But it's Donald Trump, and he gets what he fucking wants. And even if he doesn't get what he wants in this unsealed affidavit that is going to be, once again, heavily fucking redacted, and that's why everyone in the media has been talking about how it's going to look like one black bar, basically. They're going to run out of fucking ink time and time again. Then they're going to turn around and show those pages on Fox News. Get ready for that. They're going to show all those pages on Fox News and be like, what are they hiding? Because most people don't understand what a fucking affidavit looks like and what the normal process is. And conservatives always know how fucking stupid and how little their audience knows, because their job in conservative media, or in media in general, is to educate them. But if you don't want to educate someone, if you just want to propagandize, you can use that lack of knowledge to your advantage and and basically cut propaganda against it. So that's what they're looking for. They're waiting for the redacted affidavit to come out so they can be like, they're hiding everything. What are they hiding? Transparency in government was something that liberals were actually on board with. I'm Tucker Carlson, and the FBI has gone full-blown woke. What about using the affidavit to find the names of the leakers and sources so they can name them publicly and unleash the mob on them through Fox like they did with the judge? See edited pics of the judge, death threats to FBI agents, attacks on the FBI. Yes, that is what they're going to try to do. That's the primary reason for why they want to fucking leak the affidavit, or at least figure out what is in the affidavit. The second reason, and that is, by the way, tampering with an ongoing investigation. Okay? That's what they're doing. They are tampering with an ongoing investigation. That's their job. Their job is to obstruct justice from happening. That's what their goal is.
to the public amid calls for transparency.
How did the FBI justify raiding Mar-a-Lago and spending 9 hours in the president's house? The affidavit's going to have them tell publicly now what they told the court they were going to go find.
Meanwhile, in the investigation into efforts to overturn the 2020 election results in Georgia, Senator Lindsey Graham's scheduled testimony before a grand jury this week is temporarily on hold. A federal appeals court is allowing more time to determine if any part of the Constitution protects a U.S. senator from being questioned about legislative work.
There is no doubt in my mind.
Bro, I love that. Like, if you're a fucking U.S. senator or if you're a U.S. representative, okay, you can say whatever the fuck you want to other members of your party. You can literally conspire to murder people, I guess. And it doesn't matter because you could just say it's legislative work. You know what I mean? And that's so fucking dumb. It's so stupid. It's so incredibly fucking stupid.
That the most risk to the former president is.
Gideon tried to fucking FaceTime me while I'm live. I said, bro, I'm live right now. What are you doing? He said, oh shit, my beat. Tell chat I said spam W stream. It's official, boys. We're a W stream now. Done. It's over. We're a W stream. This is, yeah. Step aside, Aiden. This is the new W stream in town. You feel me?
In fact, the Georgia investigation.
What's on?
Despite these investigations, former President Trump's advisors tell CBS News he feels emboldened about a possible 2024 presidential campaign. And another possible 2024 contender, former VP Mike Pence, was in Iowa over the weekend. He told the Associated Press that he did not bring classified material with him when he left the White House. Jamie?
Yeah, many of his aides saying he was meticulous about that. Bob, I'm wondering what more we've learned about Senator Graham's fight against having to testify before that Georgia grand jury.
We're keeping a close eye on that Georgia grand jury. Remember, it was just a week ago that former New York mayor and Trump lawyer Rudy Giuliani spent hours before that grand jury. But they're now trying to figure out through a judge in federal courts whether a U.S. senator can testify about the full scope of his work in this sort of setting.
That's interesting. We've also heard reports that former President Trump has surveillance video of the FBI search at Mar-a-Lago. You know, Bob, what do you know about that right now?
Over the weekend, we were told that the former president and his lawyers are looking through that surveillance footage from Mar-a-Lago, wondering how to use it, if to release it to the public or use it as some part of political campaign, as he expresses his grievances over the FBI search. No decisions have been made at this moment, but there is real concern on the FBI and DOJ side about this, since threats against agents since the search have spiked.
Yeah, that is a concern. Bob, thank you.